Hello everyone, this is a video on another counter and how do you create a counter that is an odd shape like this. So first, what we're going to do, I isolated the AutoCAD line, so I have the front view, the top view, and the side view. Okay, and then I have another side view that I've copied. Okay, so this is a counter that I saved from my as a DWG, and now I just import a DWG. So I'll select the counter drawing and I have something like this. So immediately what we can do, we can go to edges and we can tell PYTHA under edge tools to close the chain. Okay, next with this, I'm actually going to now profile this. So I'm going to extrude this and I'm going to check for this top layer, this is about 700 in depth. So I'm just going to say profile, edges, select this and key in 700. Next, I'm going to rotate this diagram, this figure, and I'm going to move it edge center to edge center. So what happens now is that I'm imposing this view over. Okay, and if I look at my top view and I off my shaded, I can see the blue area. It's the figure. Okay, so what I can do right now, I can use tools like cutting plane, select this, say ruler, click, and I just can choose to click a point here. Okay, so I'm going to keep the back. Okay, I'm doing it again. Click here, ruler, starting, and keeping the front. Look at the arrow. So I try again, do it again, ruler, click here to this point, and you see the arrow. Anything that's in front, everything that's behind. I say behind. So similar. Okay, we're going to click here, ruler, okay, click at this corner to this point, keeping everything that is in front. So immediately, okay, we have a figure that looks like that. So I'm just going to rotate again this figure by 90 degree, and I'm going to rotate once more along the x-axis by 90 degree again. So next, what am I going to do? I'm just going to move it edge center to here. Okay, so I'm going to look at my top view again, and now I'm going to cut this. So I'm going to say cutting plane again. Okay, and I'm going to use ruler, this point to this point, keeping everything in front, cutting plane again. So you can see the cutting plane command is very useful in especially counters like this where it's all angled. Just be careful on the front and back selection. Other than that, everything should be straightforward. So remember, you have to first click the solid that you want to cut. So click on the blue area, press enter, select ruler, press OK, select one point and zoom in to select the other point. Okay, so now we have a solid like this, and I'm just going to move it out here. Okay, I'm going to delete this line because I'm no longer using this. Okay, so over here, so first what we'll do is we'll rotate it once more, 90 degree, negative 90, and we'll move this solid again to this edges here. So now I look at my top view, and you'll notice that there are certain areas that are not quite what we want. So first, we are going to adjust the lines. So I'm just going to say extend. I'm selecting this point. I'm pressing G to off my triad and pushing it back here. So I have something like this. Okay. And now we are just going to say Again, extend, selecting this point, coming to here. Okay, and I say extend again, selecting this point, coming down to here. Okay, so sorry. We'll try again. Extend again, this point, clicking this point to this point. Done. Okay, over here we'll do the same thing. We'll extend this point to here, extend this point to here, and extend this point, extend this point back to here. So to create this line, what we are going to do, going back to Excel, and you can see that your figure, it might be in a mess. Okay, so if I on my shader, this is in a mess. So what happens is we just need to zoom in. Okay, and we say extend again, because it's not a right shape, because you can see here. So all I do is I select this point and I bring it down. Okay, do the same thing for here. Extend again, select this point and bring it down. Okay, so I have something like this, and I'm just going to fix this also, extending this point, bring it up. Okay, extending, similar this point, bringing it up. Okay, once I have something like this, I'll fix the back. Okay, if I want, I can just rotate it again by 90 degrees so that I can look at the back. And now I'll say same command, extend, selecting this point, pushing it back. So I'm going to fix the solid. Okay, and now I'm just going to extend this line back here, extending this line back here. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, and what I'm lacking of now is just this. If I rotate it back, okay, you will see that we are short of this part. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to say under face tools, you go to divide. Just click anywhere here. Just click anywhere here. Alright. And then we are going to say extend. Same thing. We click from here to here and we say in the X so that it tallies. Same thing, extend, selecting this point from here to here in the X. Okay, so we can do the same thing. I'm just going to rotate this by the Y by 180 degree so that it goes to the other side. And I'll say divide this face to here, this face to here. And from here we'll say extend to this point. Okay, so once we are done with this, okay, we are just going to rotate this again by 90 degree and move this back here. Okay, so over here we look at, okay, there are certain things. There's this line here that I need to push it in. Okay, if I off my shader, so what I'm doing, I'm just going to use extend again. I'm going to push this point in and I'm going to extend again and we are going to push this point in. So we have something like this. Okay, and next, okay, this is alright. This is something like what we want. Okay, except that maybe we are going to say extend again, selecting this point. We're going to push it back here. Okay, so we are over here, same thing, extend this point and we're pushing it back outside. Okay, so once we have something like this, we can say again extend. Okay, that we want this edge to be back here. Okay, and extend this edge back here. Okay, so more or less if we go back to Excel, we have something that we want. We can move this cube out then we can rotate it back to the 90 degree. Okay, and I'm just going to rotate it again by 90 degree. Okay, so we have something like this, and now sometimes you will have issues like this. So if you look at here, this is okay, this is good, but over here we have some issues on this face. Okay, but it's alright. All this you are just able to check what's this issue. Okay, so now we are done. Okay, immediately we can say, okay, let's delete away the older faces. I'm just going to move this back to my axis, and from here we are able to do various things. First, okay, the first command I'm going to do is to go into tools, tool, and say disintegrate. So basically everything is disintegrated, alright, and everything is moved into a single part. Okay, after that, after we disintegrate it, we can say under faces, we say face to parts and select everything. This will basically remove all the duplicate faces that is in the system and create something new. Okay, so the next thing to do, okay, is to make all this face flat. So if I go to info, face flat, and select everything, I have a total of 4 faces that is not flat. Okay, so how am I going to do that? I'm just going to face tools, divide, and I'm going to select here because I know you can see from here this is not flat. Okay, and this is also not flat, so from here likely is a area down, so it's a diamond shape. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for here. One, and then from here to here, here to here. So what am I going to do next? I'm going to go info, face flat, check. Okay, everything is flat now. So how do we produce this? How do I convert this into something that I want? Okay, so first is that, so first we will delete the face of the top. Okay, because I do not need to generate the cutting file for the top. Okay, then next we'll go into main, we go into parts, we go into parallel, and immediately I'll say that okay, we need 9 bots and everything is single, and delete the original bot. Okay, and then I'm going to just quickly give every panel a name. Okay, I'm just going to call it panel. Okay, and now when I explode my model, you're going to see that the individual angles have been calculated and the panels are split up into models. But the key thing is that immediately we are able to go into our workshop and export this into SCM, into a Maestro. So I'm able to go here and say that this is a test, a counter test. Okay, and we say that there's always a saw and a miter, and we just press OK. As the system exports the the XCS file, we'll just take the chance to open Maestro. So now in Maestro, we'll say import script. Okay, and we'll just go to counter test and we'll just choose the first one. Okay, there's some tools that's not compatible because over here in the tooling files, okay, what I should do is that I have some blades that I call it E040. So when you export the tool, just remember under SCM Maestro, make sure your setup interface is here. Miter saw is E, 040. It's okay. And now I'm just going to re-export the entire file again. Okay, and from here we will import script panel 1. So if you look at my isometric view, okay, this is the part, and we have the slanted blade. So this blade is already calculated for the slant angle. Okay, so immediately I'm able to produce this on my 5-axis machine.